Hi, I'm Craig Brelsford. Welcome to another episode of Small Stocks, Big Money. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Now, today's show features interviews with executives of two public companies. First up is Keliti Biotherapeutics. Keliti presents a compelling opportunity as a clinical stage biotech at the forefront of oncolytic virotherapy, or OV, a promising multi-billion-dollar area in cancer treatment. Keliti is pioneering the development of both systemic and localized OVs, leveraging engineered viruses to target and destroy cancer cells while arming the immune system for a comprehensive attack on tumors. Keliti's cell-based technologies uniquely protect OVs from immune system elimination, ensuring higher efficacy and opening the tumor microenvironment to treatment. This approach has shown promising efficacy in initial studies, while their breakthrough IV-based technology and direct tumor administration methods differentiate them within the oncology field. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Up next is Green Power Motor Company, a leading all-electric OEM specializing in zero-emission medium and heavy-duty vehicles for various markets, including cargo, transit, and school buses. The company has a proven sales growth record, delivering more than 700 EV Stars, low-floor transit buses, and school buses, and it maintains a significant order book supported by its manufacturing facilities in California and West Virginia. We'll learn more when we speak with the CEO later in the show. Now, before we get to the first interview, our quote of the week. It comes from the book Small Stocks, Big Money. The single most important way we attempt to manage risk in any environment is by seeking to buy stocks very cheaply. We never want to pay too much. This quote comes from Bill Hench of Royce Funds, and it is featured in Chapter 3 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's get started with our first interview today with Keliti Biotherapeutics. Hello there. Today we have Alan Kamaisa, CEO of Keliti Biotherapeutics, which trades on the NYSE American under the ticker symbol CLDI. Alan, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Craig, for having me here.
Can you provide us, Alan, with an overview of Keliti Biotherapeutics and its position in the expansive field of cancer treatment?
The whole area immunotherapy is how do you get the immune system to attack cancer? And so what Keliti does is we have an active ingredient, and the whole sector called oncolytic virus activates the immune system. It lyses tumor cells and then activates the immune system. But where Keliti is different is we have a cell delivery platform that protects that virus to be more powerful enough, amplifies it, so it can really overcome 9-10 pints of blood that's in the human body. So a lot of mouse studies show that it's effective, but when you go to the human body, it gets inactivated. So our cell delivery platform is the really novel therapy that we have.
Alan, for those of us who are not deeply acquainted with the science, could you explain in layman's terms what that oncolytic virotherapy is and how Keliti's platform stands out in this innovative area of cancer treatment?
Well, an oncolytic virus is I use the analogy that your body recognizes a cold virus, it's foreign, and attacks it. The cancer cells aren't recognized by the body as foreign. It grows unabated. And so the way you trick the body is you inject a virus there into the tumor cell, and the immune system recognizes it as foreign, and it starts attacking that tumor cell because there's a virus injected. So that's the theory of it, and again, where we're differentiated is that we want to protect the virus long enough to amplify and kill enough tumor cells and cause a delayed immune response.
One likens it to a Trojan horse. Is that about right?
That's correct. It's like the Trojan horse or stealth bomber, where it's invisible to the body.
Amazing. How big is the addressable market, Alan, for Keliti's therapies? and the unmet medical needs that you're aiming to fulfill?
Well, the beauty of the technology is stem cells gravitate to any necrotic damaged tissues. So we believe we're universal in that we're not a small molecule, we're not targeting one specific cancer. We can address dozens of solid tumors right now with our Supernova platform. So we believe the biggest market is lung, and then obviously breast, prostate, but we've actually had our first generation product in 26 patients. And we call it the autologous trial.
That's fascinating, Alan. Now, could you provide us an overview of the entire pipeline? I want to know about their current stages of development and especially what makes each program unique.
Yes, sir. Craig, the most advanced program we have is Neuronova, which is using adenovirus in combination with neurostem cells. That already had a phase 1 trial in Northwestern, and it was published in Lancet. So our most advanced trial right now is already in the clinic for recurring glioblastoma. We're doing the trial. The headquarters is in City of Hope, Pasadena. We dosed 7 patients already. Clinical safety and enrollment update at ASCO on the clinical trial that is presently underway at City of Hope. The second trial that's going to be launched and FDA approved is going to be at Northwestern for newly diagnosed glio. And that's going to be probably announced in the next 30 to 45 days. That's a phase 1b/2a. The significance of these trials is that the glio is a very deadly area, and the median lifespan is a certain time frame, and we can extend the life with these stem cells. If we kill the tumor cells with repeated doses, it's very promising because the first publication was very, very well received at Lancet. And the third asset we have is Supernova, which is targeting multiple solid tumors. That'll be in the clinic late this year. We did a safety trial of 26 patients several years ago using the patient's own stem cells. Now we're going to use allogeneic cells, which is more universal and it's more broader, that we can make more of this product to thousands and thousands of patients. So that one is going to be targeting triple negative breast, head and neck, melanoma, sarcoma, and those are the type of indications we're targeting.
You know, Alan, it's so exciting. You're working on glioblastoma, a truly deadly killer. You're working with City of Hope and Northwestern, household names. I would expect that there are going to be some milestones and catalysts coming up in the near term that we can expect. Could you elaborate, please?
The key milestone is that if we can show 50% progression-free and increase the median standard of lifespan for these patients from 6 to 8 months, it should be a groundbreaking milestone to be potentially approved on a registrational phase 2. So you don't have to do phase 3 with glio because it's such an unmet need. But we're all excited about that milestone. The other one is starting the phase 1b/2a at Northwestern, which is now the second trial that Dr. Lesniak, the chief of neurosurgery, is going to conduct. And we also have the President Biden's doctor, Dr. Alfred Young, who's on our advisory board, who tried to save his son of glioblastoma. And so it had promise. It was a naked virus, but it wasn't powerful enough to do the job. So he's a big fan of using stem cells to deliver virus for brain cancer patients.
Very exciting, Alan. Let's turn now to your great leadership team. I was just so impressed with your extensive experience, including growing companies significantly in scale and revenue. How does your great experience and the experience of your other team members shape the strategic direction and long-term potential of Khalidi?
That's a good question. We believe that we have a very collaborative environment. I've got patent recognition. Some of my executives have been with me in other companies, and I'm really pleased that we really know how to move the ball when it comes to potential licensing and business partnerships. So we have a strong scientific, but also a strong business team in combination, which is rare.
All right, Alan, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Now, give us the essential value proposition. Why should any investor take an interest in your company right now?
You know, we're undervalued. We had a valuation before we went public. Fundamentally, the technology is strong. We keep getting state and federal grants. And so we believe that state of California awarded 3 grants in the last year and a half, $20 million on our platform. So it shows validation by, agencies that we have the technology.
Thank you, Alan. What a fascinating story. Thanks again. Now, to get more information on Kalidi Biotherapeutics, visit cldinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe for email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-REDCHIP to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Kalidi Biotherapeutics. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can also order your copy of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Order your copy on Amazon today for just $18. Now, let's move on to our next interview today with Green Power Motor Company. Hello, today we have Fraser Atkinson, CEO of Green Power Motor Company, which trades on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol GP. Fraser, thanks for being with us today.
Pleasure to be here.
Fraser, can you start by giving our viewers a brief overview of Green Power and the key markets you serve?
So Green Power designs, manufactures, and distributes a suite of all-electric vehicles for the medium and heavy-duty commercial, passenger, and school sectors.
Recently, Green Power delivered its first BEAST school bus produced in your West Virginia manufacturing facility, Fraser. Tell us more about this milestone and what it means for Green Power's production capabilities.
So this was the first larger school bus that we produced out of our West Virginia facility. Last December, we had produced and delivered our first smaller school buses, our Type A school bus that we call the Nano Beast. So with this first order and delivery behind us, we are now working on our next order for 37 Beast school buses, and we're looking forward to many more orders to follow.
Can you discuss with us the financial incentives and regulatory mandates that are driving the adoption of all-electric vehicles, and how is Green Power leveraging all this to enhance its growth?
Well, in the case of the school bus sector, the mandates that originally originated out of the state of New York, where they are requiring all school districts and operators of school buses to be fully electric by the mid-2030s. And other states have followed, most notably California. So with those mandates, it's often difficult to fulfill the mandates if there isn't additional funding available. And so funding is available in particular in the state of California for school bus purchases, as well as the EPA at a federal level that is providing funding for the acquisition of all-electric school buses.
So it seems clear that we've got a growing market here. How big do you estimate that overall market being?
So to give context for just state of New York, which has approximately 50,000 school buses in operation today, and the state of California with 30,000, those 80,000 at an average sticker price for the various electric school buses of about $325,000 represents a market opportunity of $25 billion. So that's over the next 7 to 8 years that operators need to electrify their school bus fleets in just those two states. And other states are now following the lead from California and New York.
Now, that's a very powerful magnet there. What is going to set Green Power apart from its competitors?
Well, once in the school bus space, we are the only manufacturer that has purpose-built all-electric Class 4 Type A school bus, our smaller Nano Beast, and the only, along with the larger Type D school bus. And so that clearly sets us apart from any other OEM. And in the case of the commercial vehicle space, which more recently in the state of California has seen mandates initiated this current calendar year, we are the only ones that have our own all-electric cabin chassis that we use to build out our passenger on various commercial vehicles. So in both of those markets, we have a distinctive advantage in terms of the products that we have designed and that we manufacture and have brought to market.
Fraser, what is the essential value proposition? Why should an investor take an interest in green power right now?
Well, as I mentioned, these mandates are recent, so the timing is very opportune in terms of the mandates that is going to drive growth in the two primary sectors that we're focused on, which is in the commercial vehicle and the school bus sector. And we just see nothing but tremendous growth opportunities in those markets for the next 10 years.
Sounds really great. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Fraser.
Thank you.
Now, to get more information on Green Power Motor Company, just visit greenpowermotorinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. You can also call 1-800-RED-CHIP to speak to a specialist if you have any questions. We also have a free weekly newsletter you can subscribe to at redchip.com, featuring emerging growth companies like Green Power Motor Company. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, visit redchip.com and subscribe today. In addition to our newsletter, you can order Small Stocks, Big Money. This is a book written by RedChip CEO, featuring interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. Get a digital copy on Amazon for $18. Now, let's recap the companies featured today. First, you met Kalidi Biotherapeutics, CLDI, on the New York Stock Exchange American. Kalidi Biotherapeutics presents a compelling opportunity as a clinical stage biotech at the forefront of oncolytic virotherapy, or OV, a promising multi-billion-dollar area in cancer treatment. Kalidi is pioneering the development of both systemic and localized OVs, leveraging engineered viruses to target and destroy cancer cells while arming the immune system for a comprehensive attack on tumors. Kalidi's cell-based technologies uniquely protect OVs from immune system elimination, ensuring higher efficacy and opening the tumor microenvironment to treatment. This approach has shown promising efficacy in initial studies, while their breakthrough IV-based technology and direct tumor administration methods differentiate them within the oncology field. Learn more at www.cldinfo.com. Then, you met Green Power Motor Company, stock symbol GP, on the NASDAQ. Green Power Motor Company is a leading all-electric OEM specializing in zero-emission medium and heavy-duty vehicles for various markets, including cargo, transit, and school buses. The company has a proven sales growth record, delivering more than 700 EV Stars, low-floor transit buses, and school buses, and maintains a significant order book supported by its manufacturing facilities in California and West Virginia. Learn more at www.greenpowermotorinfo.com. Don't forget, check out our stocks page. It is the biggest small cap stock portal in the industry. Every company listed on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange with market caps of $2 billion and less. And it's categorized by industries. Be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter and learn about a lot of small cap companies. Also, go to our website and sign up on our events page for the webinar series. We have webinars every week, several a week, in which we feature small public companies, mostly client companies, and you'll hear straight from the CEO, and you'll be able to ask questions after that. Again, if you have any questions about any of our public companies featured on today's show, call us at 1-800-REDCHIP or email us at info@redchip.com. In closing, remember, while small caps can provide significant gains, you must be prepared for the downside. Small cap stocks are among the most volatile of asset classes. Some of the companies featured on this show are RedChip client companies, and we may own stock in these companies, so please always read our disclosures at redchip.com. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next week with some new, exciting emerging growth companies.
What if there was an anti-cancer drug that could be administered by IV, flowed directly through your bloodstream, and targeted and killed cancers throughout the whole body without harming healthy cells? That drug could revolutionize the way we treat cancer. Dr. George Peoples, adjunct professor of surgical oncology at MD Anderson Cancer Center, understands the power and potential of this cancer-fighting drug and has recently joined the board of directors of Calidi Bio. Calidi Bio on the NYSE, symbol CLDI.
The federal government has allocated over $5 billion for the transition to electric school buses. Now, Green Power, a NASDAQ company, stock symbol GP, is poised to capitalize on this initiative. Green Power is a recipient of the California Zero Emission Vehicle Program. Green Power now has orders and qualified leads for over 260 school buses valued at $100 million. Green Power on the NASDAQ, stock symbol GP.
BioAffinity Technologies is a biotech company that has developed and is commercializing a test for the early detection of lung cancer. It's a non-invasive test for people, primarily those who are smokers or former smokers, who are at a higher risk for lung cancer. There's an estimated 18 million people in this country who are at high risk for lung cancer. They often get a low-dose CT or screening or other imaging that shows a nodule, and that's really where CyPath Lung comes in. We help to diagnose, to determine whether that nodule, whether that lung lesion is indeed cancerous or is benign. Physicians have begun to order it in increasing numbers, so we're very pleased with the increased growth. In fact, more than 500% growth in sales in the last several months. We see it as a groundbreaking test for detection of lung cancer. Lung cancer is the leading cancer killer, and therefore early detection makes a tremendous difference. The difference, for example, right now, the survival rate for those who have lung cancer overall is about 25% for 5 years. But if caught early, if caught in stage 1, lung cancer has a 10-year survival rate of greater than 90%. That's significant, and that means that early detection, particularly using CyPath Lung, can make a big difference. Precision Pathology is our laboratory. It's a subsidiary of BioAffinity Technologies. It's a commercial CAP-CLIA lab, meaning that it's certified by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid. And it offers 100 different tests, but possibly its most important test is CyPath Lung. On January 1 of this year, we had our CPT code, our reimbursement code from Medicare, become effective. And what that means is the test has been reimbursed now, both by Medicare and by private payers. That's significant. It gives more confidence to patients and to their physicians for using CyPath Lung. And indeed, we've seen a significant growth in sales for CyPath Lung because of that. Our test, CyPath Lung, is a non-invasive test for the early detection of lung cancer. And finding lung cancer early can make a significant difference. For example, currently the survival rate for lung cancer overall is about 23 to 25% over 5 years, meaning only 23 to 25% of people who get lung cancer survive more than 5 years. But if we catch cancer early, if we catch lung cancer at stage 1, that survival rate jumps to greater than 90% over 10 years. That's why CyPath Lung can be so very important. It gives people the opportunity for better treatment because we catch lung cancer early, and that makes all the difference. CyPath Lung is non-invasive. People collect their sample at home. They have a patient coach who will help them. They overnight the sample to the laboratory on the 3rd day of collection. Then at the laboratory, that sample is prepared, is processed into what's called a single cell suspension. In other words, it's able to run through what is called a flow cytometer. Flow cytometry itself is an established technology, often used for blood cancers. Doesn't look at the molecular structure or the DNA or mutations. It actually looks at cell populations, and it's able to tell you really what's going on inside the lung. If you'd like to learn more about bioaffinity, please visit www.bioaffinitytech.com. Thank you.